What is going on, stylist from the back room? Good morning, everybody. Good morning. We are 1 week away from Turkey Day. And I am super excited. And that's what we're talking about this week. We got to talk about holiday rush. We got to talk about how to deal with promotions. We love the quiz. I love the quiz. I hope all of you love the quiz. And as every week, I look forward to the most. I don't know. Is it the quiz or the motivation? Like, which one do I look forward to more?
I don't know because you switch from week to week.
Right?
You're
I get excited
always
about the quiz, but then I'm always like the motivation. So I'm like, I'm all over the place.
okay. But we have some housekeeping that we have to attend to because you made a deal with our viewers last week.
What was the deal last week?
About if we got 2 thumbs up, there would be.
Oh, you was gonna sing.
Well,
you gotta sing us a song.
Well, let's just say I did a little something of my own, and we're gonna play a short little video that I had put together. With the holiday theme. Are you ready?
You recorded a song? You didn't you're not going to sing a live song? You recorded?
I cheated big time, okay? Because I repeat, no one wants to hear me sing.
Yes.
And absolutely, I know no one wants to see you dance. So, you ready?
Hey!
Oh my God, I'm shaking my desk. Hold on. We're going to see if this works, guys. Ready? We're going to do this. And we're going to do this.
What are you even looking at right now?
Oh, it won't work.
What are you even doing right now?
Hold on. I downloaded this video.
Okay, but if you go to play the video, that's the thing you have to share, not your screen.
Oh.
Play the video, like start the video and pause it real quick. Look at this technical support. Cancel this share and go back and now reshare the screen and go back to the thing you just paused.
Okay, cancel it. We're going to go present, right?
Yeah.
Share screen.
Yeah.
Share screen.
Yeah.
And then we're going to do this. And we're going to share. And then that.
And now bring it up. Put it up on screen. John, you're not sharing anything.
What's that? What's that?
Okay, should not now it's showing up. Now play it.
Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Próspero año y felicidad. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas from the bottom of my heart. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas from the bottom of my heart.
Superstar! That's mental. That is the stupidest thing I've ever seen. That is mental. Feliz Navidad.
So,
all right, yeah, Merry Christmas, everybody. Even though we're in.
We got the 2 thumbs up. So there is the singing and the dancing that was promised.
Treat. What a bonus treat, huh? You was not expecting that one, suckers.
Someday I'm gonna get better with technical things. Thank goodness for Eddie. But so
worth it. That was worth the hiccup there. Oh, that was so worth it.
So I got a quiz for you, buddy boy.
What's that?
Are you ready for your quiz?
Oh, yes, sir.
All right. And these are some fun questions for you. So the first one, when cutting the hair, there are two types of guides that can be used when cutting the hair, right? Your choice is your A, stationary and traveling, B, parallel and stationary, C, complete and incomplete.
No, you're wrong. There is D, the protractor and the mirror that my freaking mentor used to use to make sure that my bob was freaking zero elevation and I did not travel the freaking guide. It was extremely stationary. It's D, the mirror and the stupid protractor.
Dude,
Come on, you know what am I talking about?
I'll give you the answer and then I will tell you a story.
It's A, it's the stationary and the traveling.
Stationary and traveling guidelines. So I am about to graduate beauty school, right? And I am interviewing at salons. And this is back in the day when you used to have to bring a model with you when you interviewed. Okay. And I cut a bob. And I thought, God, I nailed this. I thought I nailed this. And their director of education comes with this flipping hand mirror right underneath the bob to show me all the mistakes that I made.
I'm telling you.
I felt about this big. It was amazing. But I learned. But you know what? I learned from that. You know what I mean? It was really cool. But yeah. So yeah, the two guidelines that you can use are a stationary or a traveling guideline. Okay. Now here's another one for you. What is the role of an alkalizing agent in hair color?
What is the role of an alkalizing hair color?
Right. Restore pH, open the cuticle, deposit in the cortex, or to tone brassiness.
So open the cuticle.
Correct. Right? If we're going with alkalinity.
So I guess not just in our industry. I mean, it's the pH scale. So 7 is neutral. You know, it's so funny. When beauty school student, when we first started, when the instructor told us that 7 is the middle, we're like, wait, doesn't the scale go from like 0 to 10?
Right.
But in actuality, it's 7 is the center.
Right.
That's neutral.
Right.
And the scale for pH is from 0 to 14. Right. So anything below 7 is acid, which would, designed to close down, seal the cuticle. Those are your shampoos, your conditioners, treatments, and things like that. Anything above 7 to 14 is alkaline. That's meant to raise, open, swell. So that's your perms, your colors, your relaxers, your smoothing treatments, whatever other treatments you got.
Right.
So it took me a long time to realize that. Took me a long time to realize that.
Here's your third question, my friend. What protein is responsible for curly or straightness of the hair?
Italian. Is the Italian curl, the Jewish curl, the black curl? Okay, it's all that part of Europe and Africa over there.
Collagen.
Actually, the Brazilian curl is pretty wild too. So South America.
A, collagen, B, keratin, C, elastin, or D, fibronectin. What protein is responsible for curliness or straightness of hair?
I have no idea. If I will to tell me, I have all jokes aside, I have no idea. To tell me the options one more time.
Collagen, A, collagen, B, keratin, C, elastin, D, fibronectin.
I don't even have any idea what that is. Is keratin even keratin is a protein? Keratin is the only protein in all keratin.
Yes, keratin.
Because collagen is not a protein.
Because we use keratin to smooth hair, correct?
We use keratin, yeah. What is elastin?
It's
You're just making words up.
No. This is
fibromyosis. Well, what's the last thing you said?
Fibronectin.
Fibronectin? That sounds like a medical thing.
Yeah. This is state board question.
You know what, man? You got to get off the state board. Look, we're going backwards now. You in the very, very beginning was like the history books. Now you stuck on this state. You found your Milady's book from 65, and
It's right here.
and now we've had for like 2-3 weeks in a row now. We've got all these Milady's questions.
Well, that question is not actually isn't even in this from 65. That came from a state board practice test.
Look, I'm gonna say this way. Sometimes you don't know the answer, so then human nature is to shut down, right? Instead, you got to go with what you got.
Right.
You got to do process of elimination. So I guessed. I had no idea it was keratin. Good guess, I guess.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Keratin.
Maybe I need to learn more.
Okay, and now you kind of half answered this question already. I was trying to move you but you did it anyway. What effect does a low pH shampoo have on the hair? A, it swells the cuticle. B, it strips oils. C, it compacts the cuticle. Or D, it supports curl.
C, compacts the cuticle.
Right, because you're a low pH, which means then acid does what? It causes that cuticle to close down, and it compacts the cuticle onto the hair. Yes, you are correct. Now here's a fun one, okay? And this is your last question for the day. When we refer to the pH scale, we are referring to A, salt content, B, possible hydrogen content, or C, potential hydrogen content.
What was the difference between the two hydrogen answers?
Huh?
Give me the last two options one more time.
Possible hydrogen or potential hydrogen?
Potential.
Correct. Potential hydrogen. Because like we were talking about, the pH scale measures the amount of hydrogen in a solution, and the more hydrogen, more alkalinity. So yes, you did pretty good today for your
It's interesting that you know what you know and you don't know what you don't know. And I don't think I know, but I guess I do know. So I know what I know.
I think the state of Illinois might let you be a cosmetologist.
Maybe.
So onward and upward in our fun little moment that we have, and you brought it up earlier. So we are all about to head straight into the holiday craziness, where we're all booked.
We're knee deep in it, man. I don't know what you're talking about.
What's
we're
that?
Knee deep in it.
I didn't. You broke up.
We are knee deep in the holiday rush.
We are knee deep in the holiday rush, but now, and it's great to talk about the holiday rush, and you know, come January 1st, we all just want to curl up into a ball and not leave our bed for 2 or 3 days. But then January comes, right? And we go into work, and maybe our schedules are so busy for 6 weeks, and then all of a sudden it's the drop off. And as we well know as humans, it's easier to be negative than it is positive, right? And all of a sudden, oh, this is awful, and we use all different kinds of words, and we don't take January for really what it is. And January is really our chance to reset and prep for that upcoming year. For, we got 2025 coming up, and prep for our year to really take January and look at our businesses. And I don't care whether you work for someone, if you're an independent, if whatever, we still run that 6 square feet is our business. We run that business. People come to see us for us, right? So with that being said, instead of focusing on the negative and, oh, it's dead, or, oh, it's snowing, or whatever, take that time to retool, and really focus on our education, focus on our businesses. Where do we go right? Where do we go wrong? I mean, January is a great month for us to retool and get ready to take on the next year. What do you do come January?
I always use what do you call? I always use the calendar as milestones. So January doesn't really have any Hallmark holidays on it. So January is a tricky month, It's a really, really tricky month. What I'll do is I'll say the week. So I have to do this. I have to go with, book your appointment. You want to do like a week or two after New Year? Or I'll say, do you want to start getting ready, maybe like 2-3 weeks before Valentine's Day? Because February has Valentine's Day, right? So it's like, do you want to do it 2-3 weeks before Valentine's Day? Do you want to do it 2-3 weeks after New Year? And it basically puts them somewhere in the middle of January, give or take. And some people will make the joke, oh, Valentine's Day, blah, blah, blah. Or like, oh my God, I didn't think about Valentine's Day. Some people like it, some people don't. Some people, they're like, oh, New Year's, oh my gosh. Yeah, definitely a week or two after New Year's. I need to just, like you're saying, crawl up into a ball and just lay down after New Year, right? So that first week or two, there's always something going on. There always could be and should be something going on. Now, a lot of stylists, in the salon itself, that first week is kind of quiet just because, everybody came in early. So it's going to take a week or two for things to calm down. But if you schedule it correctly beforehand, if you are reactive about it rather than proactive. If you are proactive about it rather than reactive about it, bless you, you can completely, fill that in and balance it out.
Right.
And that's really what we try to do. And we try to do that is because I'm constantly using calendar dates, all the time. So I keep myself pretty even. In the beginning, though, when it used to be quiet, I used to put my education plan together. I used to put a very, very much, I would outline, by February, I want to learn this. By March, I want to learn this. By April, May, June, July, August, the whole year, I would get myself little goals. This month is going to be a color month. Next month's going to be a haircut month. Next month's going to be a blow dry month, whatever thing I was on. And it wasn't necessarily to learn something new. At a minimum, I wanted to reinforce and reevaluate what I was currently know and what we were doing. And then moving forward, maybe there was an opportunity to learn something new. But always at a minimum, at least reinforce what I currently know. It's the perfect opportunity to reevaluate yourself and say, have I gotten into a funk? Have I gotten complacent? Have I gotten stagnant? Have I created bad habits? That's how I handle it, really.
Right.
I don't know. It's hard for me because I've never been. Being slow with clients doesn't mean your business is dead.
Right.
That's the thing I'm struggling with coming up with an answer because I never have slow time. Like a slow day to me is a half day, which is 12-hour day. That's a short day.
That's
So it makes me sad when I hear stylists say, "Oh, I'm completely dead. I have nothing to do. I have no clients and I have nothing to do." Impossible. How do you not have anything to do?
Right. Or them just, sitting staring at their phones. It makes me crazy too. What are you doing? Well, I got nothing going on right now. I have nobody for the next hour and a half. Well, what are you doing to really bring yourself up to speed? And along the lines of what you do, I have my binder. My binder is my Bible. And I go through it and I do the same thing. I plan out what educational events I want to attend over the year. I plan out my business. I match I go to, and even just so far into my business plan to see where I'm at with my business plan. There's so much to do to keep our business running. Also, I get with because we found out earlier in this broadcast, we found out I am very technologically handicapped. Is that a good word? So I actually have someone that handles all my social media for this for the shop, and I get with her, every January we plan out what we're going to do for each and every upcoming, and then fill that in too. There's always something to be done to keep moving forward, I guess is the best term. We got to keep moving forward. You have to keep moving forward with your business, and also keep forward and keeping in contact with your clients. Go through I have a box. I go through, I check my formulas, I look at each and every client, come up with ideas for the next time they come in. Because to keep things always fresh and exciting for them. That's foremost. So there's no such thing as the true January slowdown. I used to work back when I started. I worked with a woman that said, she'd look at me and go, "There's no such thing as the effing busy bus. There's no certain times a year. Yeah, certain times a year you see more faces, but the busy bus is year round." Teresa, she's looking down, probably shaking her head at me right now. If she was here, she'd be stepping on my foot like she used to. But there is no such thing as a busy bus. You create the busy bus.
Yeah.
And with that being said, segueing right into our next subject, really is it is the holiday season. People are willing to spend, to buy, and like we talked about last week, the gift of hair care is a great gift for people. And we've got a bunch of holiday trios coming up. HTBbeauty.com. We have holiday trios. And I don't know if you want to speak on those or if you just want them to go to the website.
Here's my question. Here, I got a question for you. You just made me think about something. I'm inspired by what you just said. If every day is a busy day, there's no such thing as a busy bus and a busy time of year. Okay.
Right.
She had a point. She completely had a point. Why is it during the holiday season we put together, or we are willing to put packages and deals together? Why are we against doing it throughout the rest of the year?
We're not. I see. I'm going to disagree with you that I don't think so. I think there are things that are called holiday trios, but if you go to, let's use our website, for example, there's always deals that the companies are putting out. True or false?
Yeah, there is. Yeah, there's always bundles and deals and
exactly. Just
because
they put holiday on it, and so to your point, no, I think there's always deals to be had. The holidays, they put the pretty little holiday wrapping on it and stuff like that. But for the most part, most companies will give you. There are deals out there every month. True.
You are correct, but I think you're misunderstanding what I'm asking.
Oh, okay.
As a stylist, you're talking about the manufacturers and the brands and retail products. I'm talking about behind the chair as a stylist.
Okay.
A lot of stylists, maybe I'm wrong, but a lot of stylists that I talk to and that I know of do not focus on putting deals and packages together from themselves. They're only pushing forward whatever deal they get from the brand is what they offer, and that's it. If the brand doesn't have a deal, they have nothing to offer.
Okay.
That's my question. Why is it? What? And then especially in the holiday time, then they're willing to do more gift card or gift certificate. They're willing to gift a service to their client. They're willing to do a freebie, bring a friend for free type thing. Like, why is it only around this time of the year? Because it's so top of mind in the spirit and the gift giving 100%. And the stuff like that behind the chair as our services and as a stylist, like that's my observation. I might be wrong. I don't know, but that's my observation. Like, why don't we have the same mentality throughout the rest of the year?
Well, personally, I do that throughout the year anyway. I have clients. I have a referral program. If I get referrals from a client, they get a percentage off their next service. Um, I have I don't do points for me personally because I'm not mathematically inclined. Just doesn't work for me.
Okay.
But I have a couple of different programs where there are services that can be gifted. My hero clients, I have a lot of hero clients where it is nothing for me to give them a microfusion treatment or for me to give them a good deep conditioner or what have you and gift it to them as a thank you for their service. No, I do that year round. I think we all should be doing that year round. Thanking people for what they do. Um, I always, I always go, when people start on me, I always, refer to, well, what does your doctor do? Well, obviously our doctors don't gift us free services.
You really, you and your doctors, man.
So-
You
wait till you're my age. We'll talk about how to do doctors. Okay. But anyway, with that being said though, but for what we do in the interpersonal relationship that we have with our clients, yeah. Um, I had Darren sent me a bunch of the Reparical trial sizes, right?
okay.
The little ones. He sent me
Yeah.
a bunch of those a couple orders ago, and I gifted them to clients, and it's turned into sales for me. The clients got something, and I got something out of it in the long run. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't believe in the trial sizes being retailed. Give them to your clients, give them to your hero clients, the people that help you pay your mortgage or your car payment and whatever. Why not do that and do that year round? I agree with you 100% on that subject. I'd be interested to hear from people that are watching right now. What do you do? What do you do as incentives for your clients? And to avoid the slow times, because the busy bus pulls up just around every holiday.
Oh my gosh, it's so wild. It's so wild.
True or false? True or false? We that was the old mindset for many years.
We used to throw a party at the salon. We used to do a client I guess it was client party, like a holiday party, client appreciation party. So we would always
Right.
do that within the first and second week of January, because then it would just give an excuse for all the clients to come back in again. We'd get a little tray, little thing of hors d'oeuvres, some punch, some jungle juice, and it was just a good time. It was a good time, put the music on, and it was just a couple hours. Not, nobody had to stay very long if they didn't want to. They'd come in, we'd do some consultations, we'd talk a little bit, we'd sit down and joke a little bit, we'd touch up their hair real quick, and it was just a grand old time, but it was an excuse to just keep the thing going, keep the momentum moving,
Right. And how genius is that, doing it in like the second week of January when everybody's already done all their holiday cha-cha-chas. There's nothing can interfere with that. Oh crap. Oh heck, let me go and check in on Eddie and the crew, and and see what's new or what have you. I think that's awesome.
That's what we used to do. And then whatever inventory we had during the holiday that we couldn't move during the holiday, like if there was little left over, it was all gone then.
Yeah.
It was all gone then. So that's cool. And with that same thought and with that same idea, that's what we're trying to do over at HTB Beauty. This year, for the first year, we're going to do Black Friday deals. We're going to put together a couple of bundles. Darren and I have been working on it, and we've put together a couple of things that are going to be a lot of fun.
Right.
They're going to be a lot of fun, and we're going to have them available, and it's going to be on the website. So you go to the htbbeauty.com, you order it online. It's not going to be through the office. It's going to be an online promo. So it'll be nice, and it'll become automated. At least this way, then it's in the system. The whole thing that we've got laid out for it will be taken care of very nicely.
Mm-hmm.
Things like that, these are promos that we are creating in addition to the standard manufacturer promos that we usually get.
Right.
It's because it's a thank you. It's because we know that if you do that now, we're going to have to keep in contact with you throughout December. You're not going to have time to talk because you're going to be knee deep in clients as a stylist. You're going to be busy as hell. So then in January, that's when we get to talk to you, So then January, we're not going to be slow. We're not going to be, oh, you guys are slow as a stylist. Therefore, as a distributor, we're slow too. That doesn't help anybody.
No.
And I'm starting to call people now and say, what does your education calendar look like for January? Have you thought about it? Oh my God, all I can think about is clients right now. Well, let's book you something in January now, because if you start thinking about it in January, by the time you're ready to do it, it's going to be February. You're going to be busy again. You really want to lose an entire month? That's how you want to start your new year, a month behind?
Right.
And with that kind of mentality, with that kind of conversation, with that kind of thought, it's like, oh, wait a minute. No, I don't. Let's start. I mean, January is already, I think, a little over halfway booked. I think we're about 60% booked for January already. So there isn't that much spots left to do much of any education, but because I know it's going to fill up quick, especially consider this year coming up is the new year, the renewal year.
Why'd you have to say it?
I'm saying it because you got to get ready for it. What have you done? How many? Well, not you. I know you. We put in hours all the time, but because this was the off year, how many surveys did I tell you to take this year? How many continuing education hours have you gotten this year? Majority of the people that you've asked, what was the response you got?
Oh, I got to get on that. Oh, I'm going to do this thing online and I get an hour and a half for it or whatever. It's been it's funny because with you and I talking about this and gearing up for this year educationally, I've been asking people, my fellow stylists, what are you doing for education? Well, I'm gonna get on it. And we're infamous for being procrastinators. And then what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen in August? The phone will.
Do you have any classes?
The phone will be ringing nonstop. Hey, what do you guys do? You guys got any classes coming up? Right. I mean, somebody tell me I'm wrong. And we do have some things coming down the pipe for you guys that you're really going to dig. But we're being proactive about your hours. So all you really are going to have to do is reach out to us and we can help you. I guess that's the most succinct way to put it. We have some things that we're not ready to wheel out yet, but over the upcoming weeks, you will receive notification, especially if you're part of our educational group. What's that?
I got a question.
What's that?
Thank you for the like. What personalized message would you like to hear from us for giving us the like?
Okay.
Leave us a comment if you put us a comment right now. We'll create for you an impromptu personalized message or an education tidbit. Ask us anything. We'll do an ask us anything right now.
Right now.
And if we get another like, what do you want to have John do next week? This is going to become
why is it me? Why is this become? Why? It should be an Eddie.
I just created something for us to do in January. Since we're already scheduled everything out through the rest of the year, I now have created us something to do in January. This is going to become a reoccurring segment. And we're going to, like right now, I'm saying, what are we going to do for next week? What are we going to have you do for next week? But pretty soon, you're going to be doing it live, impromptu, in the moment.
Am I?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's me.
Oh yeah. You're the cute one. People like you.
No. Oh my goodness gracious.
That's what it comes down to. This is how it works. Okay. You agreed to do live streams. This is what you get for live streams. All right. So to recap, this is the whole thing. Keep yourself busy every day. Give yourself a project. All jokes aside, give yourself a project every week, every day. You know, well, if you give yourself a project every week, then you're like, oh, okay, then every day I got to do this, and this to get it done. It doesn't become so overwhelming. And then if you have a project every week, then you're just busy every week. But then if you give yourself a grander project for the month, then you can subdivide that down into weeks. Then you can subdivide that into days. When you do that with your clients, it's the same exact thing. You're like, all right, look, you need to get your hair done. Let's do your hair. Now, I know everybody wants to get everything done in one day because nobody wants to come back and forth anymore. So, okay, what are you going to do? This month, let's do your hair this way. Next month, we'll do your hair that way. Next month, we'll do your hair that way. And as far as products goes, yeah, take advantage of holiday promotions because then it gives you an opportunity to try something that you didn't try before.
Right.
Then you might discover there's a product that you actually liked that you didn't know. And you should learn about that product. You should study about that product, you know, and then you should reevaluate yourself as well. You should completely reevaluate yourself as well.
Right.
Because in doing so, it's going to make sure you don't fall into the bad habit. It's going to make sure that you are staying on top of the trends. And it's going to make sure that you are satisfying your client's needs. So when they come in, because the worst thing ever, when a client asks you a question and you don't know the answer, you got to sit there and think about it. That second or two that you take is excruciating. It's painful.
It's a freaking eternity.
It really does feel like an eternity, man. You know.
That's why when clients ask me things I don't know, I'm like, all right, hold on, let me call Eddie.
You have put me on speakerphone. I love when I answer the phone, you're like, don't curse, you're on speakerphone.
Well, let's be honest. Some of the things sometimes that come out of your mouth are not for the faint-hearted.
Because I'm talking to you. I don't know.
I know.
It's hilarious because those are the two things I get from you. Don't curse, you're on speakerphone, or behave. I have a client on speakerphone with us.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
True. How do you handle that? Like with your clientele, you're very, very professional with your clientele.
Absolutely.
I am not very professional with my clientele. Or let me amend what I'm saying there. I am very laxed in my interactions. Say again?
See, but that's not true because I've heard you interact with your clients. You're professional for you. Does that make sense?
No.
Because you stay very much on topic with them. You don't gossip with your clients. You don't talk about the Kardashians. You don't talk politics with your clients. You're very professional with them. But yet you add a little bit of a silly side a lot of times to it. But when it comes to their hair, you were very serious. You were actually very professional. So that's a little bit of a I don't know what the right word is, but where I am professional straight out of the box with them, and it's mostly I focus on their hair and stuff like that. I have a couple of clients where it gets a little goofy, but the way I look at it is that my clients are paying me for my time and for my own the way things go up in the two squirrels that run around inside my head. For me, I'm very cut and dried with them, and I make it as professional as I possibly can. That's just the way I was trained. That's the way I do things. To where I know you tend to shoot from the hip with your clients, if you will.
I don't have the bedside manners that you have.
You just don't have manners. Let's just be honest. Because why? You were raised by what? Wolves.
I was raised by wolves.
Thank goodness for Carmelina, because she has taught you some manners.
Carmelina is an angel. She's a unicorn. That's really what she is more than anything else.
What did I dub her? She's my phone as the unicorn.
She really is.
Because when you get out of line, you get the fry pan right upside the head.
She keeps me motivated.
Sure, let's call it
She
that.
keeps me motivated to do better and be better.
Yeah.
And that's what you need sometimes in your life is somebody to keep you on track, you know?
That is why I thank goodness for Erin, man, because I would not be sitting here talking to you right now if it wasn't for her.
Did you know that there is this coaching thing where anybody can do this? So if you don't have a friend, some people don't have friends. Some people are not good with their families. This is something as a stylist you could do with your client. Create accountability. You meet once a week, or you phone call or for coffee. You just get together. It's all of 30 minutes. And it's basically, I want to accomplish this, and I want to accomplish this doesn't mean, something with work. Like, I just want to stop cussing every day. I want to cuss every other day. Or I want to, whatever you want to accomplish, whatever it is, you meet with somebody once a week and they say, all right, last week you told me, you wanted to curse once a day instead of 15 times a day. How'd you do? And you're like, well, yeah, I have to confess, I failed, But then they don't judge you on it. They're like, all right, well, what do you want to do? Do you want to make that your goal for next week, or do you want to change up your goal? And it's just having an accountability partner. It keeps you focused, it keeps you on track, and it gives you motivated, to be better and do better. So if you don't have a unicorn in your life like Carmelina, which I hope everybody would or does, find one. Or if you don't have your partner in crime, Erin, who will handcuff you to the bed and give you the what for.
Beat me with a broomstick.
And if you don't have that family, if you don't have that relationship, and if you don't have a friend, do it with strangers. Why not? Why not? And if you're religious, do it with your pastor. And if you're not religious, then do it with whatever else group you believe in. Right. You got to believe in something. You got a hobby in something. And if you're a hobbyist, what better way to interact with somebody than somebody who has the like mind in your hobby too?
Right.
You use that as an excuse to get together.
I like that. A lot. I think it's a good idea. I think it's a good idea. I think that, I really
it keeps your communication skills very open, which then helps you, again, keep your retail, keep your consultations, keep your interactions with your clientele just that much more fluid, that much more natural. Then it doesn't matter if you've been a stylist, if you just started in the industry and you just got your license and you've only been doing hair, this is your first year, it won't make a difference. And if you've been doing hair for a long time like us, sometimes we get tired of talking to people. Well, then it gives us something to do and something to talk about. We don't get stale ourselves either. And if you're somewhere in between, keeps you organized.
I like that.
Yeah. That's my thankful advice getting ready for my Thanksgiving speech next week. I am thankful for all of you for keeping me on track. Now, where's the pie? Give me the apple pie. I devour that crap.
I've never seen anybody get so excited for a holiday the way you are.
It's apple pie, man, all day.
So you're just gonna sit there with an apple pie and just.
I tried to bake a pie. I got the crust done, and while I was waiting for the crust to rest, without thinking about it, I'm just sitting there. apple after apple after apple, like 5-6 apples in. I'm like, oh, the pie is ready. I have no apples left. So I no longer make a pie from scratch. I got to go buy one. And let me tell you, the pie in the brown bag, the apple pie in the brown bag.
Yes.
Mwah.
That's what.
And whoever the Frenchie is that made the crumble thing on the apple pie, mwah to you too, even though you're French. And any other iteration that's been created, apple strudel, apple cake, the gas station apple frosted thing that you get me.
Do not take those in vain. Those are the best.
No, what are the Entenmann's or whoever those are?
There's only one thing that's better than those, and that is apple fritters.
Apple fritters, Dunkin' Donuts, Hostess, Hostess with the mostest, whatever that brand is called.
Right.
You know what? Thank you, all of you.
Those people have made a lifelong commitment to me being fat.
And Johnny Appleseed, thank you for planting all them apples and growing the orchids, however you say it.
So are you ready for your motivation to carry you through to next Friday?
How much more motivated are you going to get me right now? I'm already on a high right now.
I know. You took this, you got a full head of steam going. That's why I just kind of got on the caboose and I'm just trailing behind you. So are you ready?
I mean, yeah.
This is
about apples?
It's not about apples.
How about them apples?
How about them apples? All right, you ready? You only fail when you stop trying.
Why? Wait, okay. You know the expression 3 strikes and you're out?
Yes, sir.
When did that expression get retired?
A long time ago.
Why? Why, if you only make one mistake, that's it, you're canceled, you're done? What happened to 3 strikes and you're out? What happened? Oh, what happened to redemption? Doesn't people love redemption stories and comeback stories?
Absolutely, they do.
Isn't like every sports movie ever some comeback story? Like
sure.
the team sucks.
Rocky.
The greatest comeback king of all time.
Well, I don't know, because there is the over the top story.
Stallone is everything about a redemption arc. Dude, watch Tulsa King right now. It's season 2 going on. It's getting towards the end, or I think this is the last week. It's like everything is redemption, man. I don't understand this. Oh, I messed up and that's it. My life is over. I can never use this again. Oh, one time I got a food poisoning. I can never. Do you remember this year? I've been making the joke all year. The one time this year I tried to eat healthy, I had salmon with broccoli and rice at a restaurant for a dinner instead of a steak and potato. And I got food poisoning from that restaurant that I went to this year. Do you remember that this year? Yes, it was earlier this year.
I remember when you were dying. Yes.
But that put me down for like 2 weeks almost.
Yep.
That thing kicked my butt. And everyone's like, oh, so you're never going to have salmon ever again? I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm going back to that same restaurant as soon as I feel better. And I am ordering the same meal to make sure that's what my problem is. Like, that was my science research. Do I have an allergy to that restaurant? Is it to salmon? Is it to broccoli? Is it to rice? Is it to eating healthy in general? Like, what happened there messed me up so bad that I needed to reconfirm.
And of course, it's the food. It isn't the fact that we deal with the public and we didn't get something. You didn't pick up a virus or something from somebody.
No, right. Maybe I just got sick that week or two. It wasn't.
And that speaks to this though. Is that Do you remember? Well, you always tell the story of what's her name? The first highlight you ever did. What was April? You always tell the April story. You guys can go, but we're not going to get into the story itself. Eddie's told it a couple times on here. But
so then I should have never been a colorist if that was the case, since I screwed up April.
Right. I still remember the first highlight I ever did was 4 hours. Okay. And if I had stopped right then and there and been like, all right, forget it, I'm not going to do color, I still remember the first haircut I ever did. Actually, last week, this is a great segue into this. Okay. Last week, I was told by a client, now 35 years into this business, I was told by a client that I gave her the worst haircut she's ever had in her life. And nice lady, great lady. She was just very matter of fact, and I took it on the chin. But I went back and did 4 more haircuts that day. But did I take that? I took that as constructive criticism. She didn't like what I did. We had a big misstep in what she wanted and what she told me, or 2 different things. But fact of the matter is then I stuck that in the back of my head and I went on with my day and kept doing my best to make people happy. But it's the same thing is that if you take one failure, if you really, really, really just take one failure and that's it, I'm never doing this again, you're shortchanging yourself. And that's truly, if you stop trying and stop getting after it, that's truly when you fail. It really is. And yeah,
you know Nicholas French.
Love Nick.
So if you don't know about Nicholas French, you should go Google him and look him up. He is an amazing, amazing hairdresser. Absolutely phenomenal hairdresser. I highly recommend checking him out. I highly recommend looking into the history of all the things he's done for this industry. And I highly recommend, if you have the opportunity to go take a class with him, go learn. He's got a lot of quotes that he's given me, throughout the years. And I've had the privilege of being mentored by him, and he's phenomenal. And I love Nicholas to death. One of the favorite quotes that he always says to me when we preparing for a show: if you fail to prepare, then prepare to fail. That's always his thing. And I'm like, okay, so of course, we do the models and some models come out okay and some models don't. He's got extremely high standards because he operates at an extremely high level. And every single time he didn't like what I produced on a model, he says to me, "You failed to prepare this model." I'm like, I did not. I was prepared for this. He's like, "Well, what are you going to do now? You're going to give up? Is this all you got?" I'm like, "No, Nicholas, what do you want me to do? Like, I'll do it. What do I got to do?" He's like, "Prove to me that you're not a failure." Like it wasn't, you messed up the model. That's it. Life is over. We're done. Our show is ruined. It was the reverse. He's like, "We got 12 hours left. You better turn this around and make this happen. How are you going to do this?" And then at the end, it wasn't, and that was the thing. That was the only time we spoke of it, and it was done for the rest of the show. After the show, oh man, did I get an earful? Sure, deserved, well-deserved every time. But during the show, look, man, we got to get this done. How many times you and I have been sitting in the back room scratching our heads, looking at each other, going, right, all that happened. Now what do we do? Right. We've got a show. Okay, here we go. We got a show.
Well, it's funny that you bring Nicholas up because I still remember, this was years back, you and I, and we had a model that went south, and Nicholas did that almost exact thing, except he threw another twist in there. He goes, "Either fix it or you guys are just hair combers." And I went, in his British accent, and he was like, and basically what he was saying is, "Are you guys just guys that comb hair, or are you actual colorists?" And that has stuck with me. That joke has stuck with me for forever. Where it's just like, no, I can't do that. I'm just a hair comber. But yeah, But once
And I'll
again,
tell you what. Let me tell you something about failure, bro. It's the greatest educator ever. Think about it. It's the great. Well, if you learn your lesson, if you learn your lesson, failure is the greatest educator of all time.
Right.
Because when you goof, first of all, you may realize that you're goofing in the middle of it. Sometimes you don't even realize that you made a mistake.
Right.
But once you find out what happened, what is the first thing everybody? Oh, I'll never do that again. Egg on my face, fool me once, right? That's the expressions. I love expressions because it just goes to show that people do not like losing. They don't like failing. They don't like making mistakes. Everybody wants to succeed. It's in us. It's in us in whichever way we are. Some people are more aggressive about it than others. Yeah, okay, sure. But at the end of the day, everybody wants to do good. Everybody wants to do right, for the most part in general.
Right.
So learn from the failure, man. That success move you forward. Yeah. Oh yeah.
And don't let failure derail you. Because truly that statement is that motivational quote is awesome. You only fail when you stop trying. And
very true.
And so with that being said,
it's very true because I'm going to beat my all-time record. I will not fail on just eating one pie. I'm going to have 2 pies this year.
I'm going to be really entertained with trying to get you to do the live next Friday. Then, will you be doing it?
I'm going to be eating pie on the live next week.
Will you be doing it from your bathroom?
You know what? Whatever it takes, because that's success, bro.
That's it. I'm not failing.
Let's do this.
So just to
dance thing.
Just to recap everything that we talked about today, because we've kind of been a little silly and gotten sideways. Besides the fact that we got Eddie to sing Feliz Navidad. HTBbeauty.com. Check out the holiday trios. Check out the holiday deals that are coming. We are eternally grateful to everybody that has watched this whole episode with us, and anybody who's going to watch it. We appreciate you guys' support and everything that comes our way from you. We're going to see you guys next week, day after Thanksgiving. We'll all be a little fatter and a little happier and a whole lot more thankful. Same bat time, same bat channel next week, guys. Thank you.
Thanks for watching.
The SFTB podcast was not recorded in front of a live studio audience, so thanks for joining us for today's episode. If our hair topics made you smile, give us a thumbs up. Drop your thoughts in the comments. We'll read them while waiting for our caller to process. Share this video with your stylists and friends. It helps us make a difference, one strand at a time. And don't forget to subscribe and ring that notification bell so you never miss an episode. Because your hair deserves all the latest and greatest tips.